You didn't hear.
Welcome to Singapore Card Show 2025!
Hi, I'm Kriyafa from OnlyFriendsLah, and this is ATP collector for OnlyFriendsLah. We are here at Singapore Card Show at Expo. I have one burning question. Is it worth being a vendor in 2025? Reeds, what do you think?
That's a very good question, Krish. Why don't we go and find out?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm Douglas from Acapulco.
In the past year or 2 years, how many times have you booked as a vendor?
I have vended about 10 times since last year and this year.
How do you keep your inventory fresh, actually?
Typically, I would be looking around online marketplaces or different individuals overseas to kind of get in fresher inventory, typically more towards vintage or high-end singles or slabs as well. Yeah.
So, in your opinion, what's a good budget needed to vendor and like what sells best?
I think generally what sells best are what's trending in the market. It's not typically just about like the new thing. Sometimes the market, the community sentiment tends to take a backseat towards a vintage as well. So, but I kind of think that vintage is always overlooked because like modern has like better artworks and stuff. So, yeah, I think if you're talking about budget, I would say maybe about 1,000 or 2,000 will be enough. Yeah.
Okay. So, lastly, what improvements would you like to see at future card shows?
I think personally, security would be a factor that we should look at. With the ongoing like hype with Pokemon, I think people are very, very eager to look into this space, but we need to constantly be vigilant. We need to be responsible with the things that we own and the things that we share. Okay. Right? At the end of the day, it's still money.
Okay.
So yeah, I think security would be the thing that I would like to see more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I'm CJ from Jam Pon.
In the past year or so, how many times have you booth as a vendor?
We've moved around 5 to 6 times, around there.
5 to 6 times,
Yeah.
wow. Quite experienced. Given the rise of trade shows and vendors popping up right at every show, is that a good or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing, but then it depends why we are buying cards for, in my opinion.
How do you usually keep your inventory fresh for every trade show? I mean, you've attended so many already, right? So how do you usually keep it fresh?
For us, usually we start to keep stocks around 1 month before the trade show. So we start to allocate things that we want to bring to the trade shows. We get our stocks direct from distributors. Yeah, yeah, correct. So we will actually allocate some for stream and then some for trade shows. Singles, we buy back from people. They come to our shop and then so previous trade shows we will buy back cards.
Wow. Okay, given like the rise of all the vendors nowadays, right, there'll be a lot of aspiring people who want to be a vendor as well. So in your opinion, right, what's a good budget for people who actually want to start being a vendor themselves?
It depends. I mean, if you want to sell sealed products, your budget definitely will be higher. But then singles, you can just basically sell the booth to sell the things that you want to sell that you don't want, that may be treasure to other people.
That's true. That's a good point. Last question. Yeah. What improvements would you like to see at future card shows?
Bigger card shows, maybe nicer booth instead of just tables. Yeah.
Nicer booths. The nice booths are quite nice already.
My vision of trade show is like an actual booth, where you have shelves at the back where you can put your stuff. The vendor have their own area.
So you would like a better display for all your products.
Correct. So give us a sense of freedom to design our booth the way we want.
I see. Okay, that's a very good point. Okay. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Santosh from Wall 250.
So, in the past year, how many times have you booth as a vendor?
Maybe close to 10 lah. I cannot really remember.
Okay.
Nowadays there's too many trade shows already. So
So talking about that, right? So given the rise of trade shows that's happening in Singapore currently, so how do you keep your inventory fresh?
So what we'll do is we don't show everything during every trade show. So let's say Pokemon will be more, or maybe One Piece will be more, Okay. So it'll be a mix of everything. So for Wall 250 here, what we do is we have a bit of everything and not just streamlining to just one specific item.
So you can see the amount of vendors now, right?
Yeah.
So previously the trade show was at NLB.
Yeah.
So it's much smaller than here.
Yeah.
But you see now so many streamers, card shops are opening. Right?
Yeah.
So what do you think is a good budget and what sells best?
With the current trend, I think it's mostly Pokemon Budget wise, it really, I mean, as long you got things to sell,
Okay.
you know, there's no like specific amount you can put to it. And yeah, I mean, importantly is, you know, you must have the personality, you know, the people's
The PR,
PR, yeah, the PR thing, yeah.
okay.
So it's not like I just sit down there, you know, sell, like no one will come lah, you know.
Right.
So a bit of people skills and everything lah. Right?
Okay. What's the improvement you want to see for like upcoming future shows for organizers lah?
For organizers, I would say okay, venue lor. Venue is important.
Okay.
So if you have a bigger space, bigger area, extend to different kind of vendors coming in from overseas, that would be the best lah.
Okay.
Right. So treating it like Comic Cons and whatever, like cut cons, stuff like that. So if you can grow up to that level, that'll be fun.
Today with us we have.
Jiaho. This is my first time.
It's your first time.
Yeah, my first time. Actually.
Wow, congratulations!
Thank
Your
you so
first
much,
time.
thank you so
Okay. So how do you feel being a first time vendor?
It's quite exciting actually. Couldn't sleep last night because you know, I was very excited about the trade show.
I see. Okay. With all these new vendors, right? Do you think that's a good or a bad thing? With more and more people trying to be a vendor in Singapore.
I think it's a good thing. I think we really need to cultivate the culture of having trade shows because, especially in Singapore where you know land is small, you know it's very expensive to actually rent shops or actually to have like TCG shops compared to like overseas. Like even in US where it's huge, they have a lot of trade shows as well. And I think it really fosters the community like here in Singapore especially.
If you were to vendor again next time, right? And then let's say your stuff has been depleted today, how do you plan to restock for the next show?
If I were to restock, I would just buy things that I'm interested in. So right now it's like basically all the slabs lah. And I think I would even vendor, even if like I have nothing left, I'll just instead of selling, I'll buy from people lah.
So what do you think, in your opinion, would sell well in a trade show?
I think, in my opinion, I think slabs will do best, especially slightly more niche slabs from different sets. Because let's say for sealed products, if you were to sell sealed products, a lot of people have it, and then the margin is not there. It's very competitive. So I think it's better, or unless you sell like very niche stuff like soft toys, you know, all the very cute handicrafts. I think those work as well. But ultimately, I think the key is to actually sell what you really truly collect and enjoy collecting yourself. I think that's the most important thing. And then I think the aircon gotta be colder.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, wow. Jam Pon.
Hot.
Yeah, I think that's all. That's all.
That's about it. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mic test. Okay, so today we'll be interviewing Pokemon. So this is Pokemon. So Pokemon, so how do you feel about this trade show currently?
I'm Sherman. I'm the owner and founder of Pokemon TCG. In the past year, probably like
5
5
to
or
6
6. Yeah.
Okay, so-
Or not that many. We started doing more trade shows this year. Yeah,
Okay.
the last 2 years, not that many.
Because from what I remember, Pokemon has like whenever they stream,
Yeah.
like naturally they always have like 100 viewers for sure. There's
kind,
no,
too kind.
yeah. So it's pretty insane. Like TikTok getting 100 viewers every single time they stream is actually quite insane. So I got a very important question to ask you.
Yeah.
Right. So in this, like since you say you do 5-6 trade shows per year, right?
Yeah.
So given the rise of trade shows,
Yeah.
So how do you keep your inventory fresh? Like every trade show.
Sometimes I go to Japan to buy some
Okay,
stuff.
yeah.
If I find anything cool, we always have buybacks. So at the trade show, we do buyback, we do trades. You can always come down to the studio as well if you ever want to offload stuff. So slabs and singles, we do stuff like usually we offer 70% cash, 80% trade. Then for higher end stuff, we can go all the way up to 90%, that kind of thing.
90%. So for those aspiring vendors, you know, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of kids, for example, just now walking past, they see you, they look up to your board for example. yeah, so they look at your board and then they know, like, you know, how much does it cost to, like, for example, to set up like a booth, and like what sells best at the booth?
I can say lah.
In your own opinion,
my own opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think honestly, the best things to move at trade shows are probably singles.
Okay.
Yeah, slabs is a bit more niche and people are looking for more specific stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but singles, the entry point is quite cheap. You know, people like to buy cute ARs, that kind of thing. So it's easier to move lah. I mean, you don't have to start a lot. I started the entire Pokemon TCG with just $2,000
Okay, wow.
2 years ago.
Okay.
So you really don't have to start, you know, with a lot of money lah.
Wow, 2,000 and then now like you have all of this. I'm pretty sure these are all rips. So what do you think it will be a good improvement for like organizers for the next coming trade shows and all?
So far, I haven't had any like issues going to trade shows and stuff like that. Sometimes it's a bit hot lah. That's about it. Like if they can blast the aircon a bit stronger, that'd be nice lah.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Hi, this is ATP Collector from OnlyFriendsLah, and today with us we have.
Jeff Stewart, also known as Poke Studio.
So in the past year or so, how many trade shows have you attended as a vendor?
As a vendor in the last 2 years, I think it's around 30. And across the United States, obviously Pokemon's just booming. So I'm trying to go to a show almost every weekend if possible. The big shows every other week now. The biggest show is the National, which is once a year. But Collecticons are the main Pokemon shows, of course. Every other week, basically, it's just pandemonium.
So with the rise of Pokemon and vendors and trade shows, do you think that's a good or bad thing for the hobby?
Primarily good. There's some bad things that come. Obviously, as popularity hits, some bad eggs kind of get attracted to the hobby and see kind of easy money. But overall, it's good. I think it's healthy. The bigger the community is, the bigger the hobby grows, and everyone. Rising tide rises all ships, right?
How do you usually keep your inventory fresh for every show that you attend?
Yeah, inventory right now is really hard. Obviously, as the shows grow, inventory is a little bit harder to find as a vendor, as collectors. And luckily, I've built my following large enough to where I have some of my followers that want to cash out. They're like, hey, I'll just sell you my cards. And you make social media content where people know who you are, they see your product, and then they reach out, hey, I have stuff that you like, I'll sell it to you. So that's been really helpful. And honestly, just be a good person. Yes. Just be a nice, good person, and people will come to you. Yeah. Right. To be a vendor, you can scale it how you want to. The hobby is so diverse. You can be effective with just a couple $100 in inventory of sealed product. And of course, you can get into the crazy nuclear $10,000, $20,000 slabs. But you can really start off with a couple $100 and a couple binders. Start there. So have some packs, have some sealed, and you can start there. And so that's the beauty of the hobby. You can really start at any level.
With all the trade shows that we're having, what improvements do you think that all the trade shows could stand to do?
Out of all the shows I've done, Card Party in the United States has been really good with engagement, not at every level, from just panels to shows to events. And so more engagement like that to bring more common people, I guess, to the hobby, not just collectors, not just people trading cards. It's families coming. It's people like, what's this? And so that's, I think, good. That's what I like to see. So a little bit more engagement.
All right, cool. Thanks so much for the interview.
So I'm Krish from OnlyFriendsLah. You have to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi. I'm Nick from Pitstop. Moved around maybe four times. This is my fourth. I actually started last year around November. Yeah, so in actual boothing, right, I started in February.
Okay.
Yeah, this year.
Guys, from what I remember, I saw about Pitstop actually from TikTok. So they were very doing a lot of TikTok streams and Pokemon and all. And then eventually when I happened to see him for the first time, it's actually at trade shows, given the rise in vendors. So what do you think that keeps your inventory fresh?
To keep the stock fresh, right? You have to see how the market goes. Right. Like for example, now the black and white
fluctuates.
Correct, yeah, right. Now black and white is the new chase for Jam.
Yeah, correct.
So we will actually bring in more to supply in the market to keep it fresh, and then we can try to sell every day and do different things. Yeah.
I see. So coming to the next question, right? So what's a good budget, do you think?
If you want to have a better range of products, you'll be looking at around maybe 15 to 20,000.
Okay.
Yeah, that will be a very, very good
inventory.
Kind of inventory. Yes, correct. Okay. But if you are talking about like a very small booth in terms of single slabs, all these, I think certain slabs price are quite high.
Okay.
Yeah. So unless you can, then you can go keep. Yeah. If not, I see no point to spend over your budget to get certain slab, and then in the roadshow it didn't move because the price is too high. Yeah.
You have to sell over, then you lose.
Correct.
Money.
Yes.
What do you think is one improvement you want to see, like for the next organizers holding like such big trade shows?
Okay, I think this time around, right, this trade show is I think quite well done in sense that for us we also have spaces, sufficient space for us to keep our stuff, and on top of that, the boothing wise, in terms of spacing for each, is quite well done. Okay. But of course, maybe in terms of categorization, it can be improved.
Okay.
Yeah, because likewise, you see, for me, like I'm selling Pokemon, we have brothers, all these they're selling OP, all are in terms of like different
genre,
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So in terms of like customer perspective, right? If I want to find Pokemon, I go to this sector. It's easier.
Okay. So like they base themselves like one set Pokemon, and then OP, and then Marvel, this kind of stuff. Okay, thank you for your time, bro. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna ask you more about your muscles after.
I'm the owner of Neuro Fam. My name is Wei. Yeah.
Okay,
See you
Sam.
guys.
So in the past year, how many times have you booth as a vendor?
Past year, probably this is my second time doing it because I only recently joined this particular hobby to try it out.
How do you keep your inventory fresh? Because I know you do stream. Like
Yeah.
most of the time you do TikTok streams.
Correct.
Right. So like I'm pretty sure like you get sold out like a bunch of stuff and all that.
Yeah.
So how do you keep your stuff fresh here, like binders and all?
You know, there are other groups that's available other than trade shows, right? To Carousel, Facebook, Telegram, in fact, sometimes as well. But in some rare cases, I would still self-degen lah.
I can say you're mostly self-degen.
Yeah, you know, my wife's here lah, so you know.
Need to know basis. You can see like amount of people coming for trade shows now, like kids. The range of age is huge. So what do you think, like next time they'll see you all like aspiring collectors, you know, this kind of thing, right? So what's a good budget for them? Do you think, in your opinion, for them to be a vendor?
Personally, I strongly believe in singles more than slabs lah, because believe it or not, like there's really a lot of vendors, right? But most of the slabs here and there, especially the modernized one, they are quite similar or the same.
Okay.
Yeah. And nowadays, I think majority of them are really finding the older series now.
So last but not least, what do you think is the one improvement that you want to see at like the next trade show that's going to happen?
Maybe the table bigger, I guess.
Okay, so
that's
table size. Table size.
I believe the space is ample enough.
So the table size is cause of like more inventory or cause you're going to degen more?
More inventory.
More inventory. Okay, thank you.
Hello, this is ATP Collector from OnlyFriendsLah, and today with me we have...
I'm Sing Leong from Blustery Collectibles. I've been like running trade show for the past like another 1.5 years ago. I started off from selling anime figurines to collecting One Piece to Pokemon.
Okay. So in that 1.5 years, right, how many shows do you think you've already attended?
60, 70. Especially like I think for this year it's like way too many. Like almost every weekend you will hear that there's one big trade show or one small trade show happening either on like their card shop or at like a public event.
Would you say that's a good or bad thing for the hobby?
I think it's like both, because like I think some of the customer like collectors, buyer, they fatigue over time. Like there's way too many trade show for them to
too long.
Yeah, so there's good and bad lah. But the good point is like we can like as a vendor they can see us because
Meet the community,
yeah,
basically,
correct.
more or less.
Yeah, because for me, I previously also like do live stream like on TikTok. So it's like on live stream is very, very different like a trade show. I prefer the vibe at trade show. You can talk to people, talk to vendor, talk to the collectors. Yeah, it's more fun for me.
So how do you keep your inventory fresh for like every show?
We're always doing buybacks.
Always, because like the more trade show we went, every trade show we'll do quite a big amount of like buybacks.
Okay.
Yeah, so from the buybacks, we were like, for me, for my own practice is, I buy back at this specific trade show, I'll bring to the next trade show to sell it. Instead of like straight away roll out from the same event.
you sell on the spot.
Yeah, I try not to do that. Yeah.
Sort it out for the next show.
Correct.
What's the advice you have for aspiring new collectors who want to vendor and want to start? You know, like what's the budget would you recommend for them?
I think the budget wise, I think definitely a few $1,000s. Like maybe 2,000-3,000. Because firstly you need to pay for the rental of the booth. Then you need to have like varieties of products to sell to customers. Because like some people like specific Pokemons.
So in terms of products, like would you recommend single, slab, seal? Which one sells best in shows that you advise for newcomers?
I think over the past like few months, I think singles runs very good because like those collectors' wife, they like those cute cards. Collector like collector themselves, they like premium cards. Yeah, so it's like these two definitely had to be hand in hand. Yeah.
What do you think they can improve on trade shows in general? What do you think can be better?
I think a lot of time the vendor, the location, I think plays a very big part whereby public will come to the location. Because if it's very far or inconvenient, most collector will not come to visit the trade show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For the interview. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Brian from Zoomies Gaming.
Right, so in the past 1 year, how many times have you booth as a vendor?
I think we did 5. Our first one was in Malaysia. We went down to Super Factor. So that was the first one.
KL, right?
Yeah, the one in KL.
Okay. You have a shop. and then you also have like your own personal collection and all, right? Given the rise of like trade shows, so how do you keep your inventories fresh?
So we do offer consignments for public to consign with us, and also we do offer buybacks from customers. They will sell to us.
For example, just now when I came to the booth, there were a bunch of kids also, like kids, adults. The age range is different, right? So they see you guys, they'll probably aspire to be like you guys. Like they want to be in a vendor, right, next time in the future once their collection gets big, right? So what's a good budget do you think for vendors in like trade shows in Singapore?
Imagine like every store only carry Poncho Pikachu, so you can stick to your own collecting style.
Like, there got Poncho, here got Poncho, there got Poncho.
Yeah, that's why. Let's say you only collect flip-flop, then you just sell flip-flop then.
Yeah, okay. Okay. What the say improvements that you want to see like in the upcoming trade shows?
So far, the queue system has been quite good.
So far good lah. So far good.
I don't have any.
How's the crowd? The crowd okay?
Crowd is good. Yeah.
Crowd good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for your time. Yeah, bro, the first thing he touched was his QR code, bro, not your bank account.
This is Kyle Tan HS, Snorlax collector in Singapore itself, also from OFL.
Okay, so in the past year or so, right, how many trade shows have you attended?
I lost count of it, but I think more the major one in terms of like the Oxley one that I hosted currently, SGCS, SGCC, Comic Con, I attended quite a number of them. So I think more than 5.
So you would call yourself experienced?
Experience I can say not very, but I'm still absorbing as much as possible. I'm a sponge.
So responsible SquarePants. So how do you keep your inventory fresh?
Inventory fresh itself because there's limited copies of Snorlaxes in the market itself and ever printed. There is not much of a newly printed Snorlax. So in terms of one copy, I will have multiple copies of them to actually feed the Snorlax collectors locally here. So I source from all over the world as much as possible. So every shows I come in, I will be having new inventory in terms of any copies.
You know that like you see around like the vendors and everything, there's a huge rise in vendors, right? And the people aspire to be vendors now. Like for example, kids that buy stuff and everything. How much do you think they need to be a vendor?
You're talking about a base. I myself, I didn't bring in much. I think 3,000 Sing equivalent. Then I started 2.5 years back, and then things grew along the way. But ultimately, I think we have to know what we are doing, not throwing too excessive amount of money into this and not knowing what you do. Because I think every newcomers that come into this hobby, right, definitely they have been taught a lesson in terms of being cheated or maybe overly invest on something where thereafter the market crash and something like that. I think it's a wavelength kind of thing that it's never going to be like a profit. There will definitely be times where you lose out.
Fluctuations.
Yeah, fluctuations. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So just do within your means and understand what you are actually investing in terms of the overall thing.
How do you think trade shows can do better or improve?
The scene in Singapore is rather quite big, but I think organizers should actually look in inviting more of the overseas foreigners in terms of the UK, US, Europe kind of thing, to have them to actually come to Singapore to attend trade shows or be a vendor. Singapore, even though you are just a red little dot, but I think just look around us. Along the entire 2025 is pretty messy, up to date.
Okay, next. Okay, we have Colin. That's right beside. This is
Colin from OnlyFriendsLah also.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions as
Okay.
vendors and like about your inventory.
Sure.
So in the past year, how many times have you boofed up as a vendor?
I think I boofed up 4 to 5 times last year.
Oh,
yeah.
Last year.
Yeah,
How
last
about this year?
This year maybe twice.
Twice. So total about 6 times, right?
Yes, correct.
So how do you keep your inventory fresh every trade show?
Actually, because I just buy a lot. So actually I have a huge collection. So that's the reason why I will just keep refreshing and see. And then let's say, for example, if I just see, for me, I'm an evolution collector. So I just see those evolutions that I like and I'll just buy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which is your favorite evolution?
As you can see, EV lah.
So the basic.
Yes,
first
the basic. The
yeah.
basic is my favorite. Yeah.
Okay, for aspiring vendors in the future, right? What do you think is like a budget for them to be a vendor, and like what sells best, like singles, slabs, and all those kind of things?
Okay, so my advice would be that actually you have to get singles, because I think that singles actually sell better for these kind of trade shows, as everyone's looking to grade and to see whether they can up their price from buying from you. So I feel that singles is a good start. But to how much to start, I would say that it's a bit tough now because the Pokemon market is like booming so much. Correct. I'll probably start with at least 10k.
At least 10k lah.
That's my opinion.
Okay,
but of course, other people maybe start small like 2 or 3k. But for boofing wise, I think it's a bit harder if you do 2 or 3k. Unless you can find those cheap deals like ARs and whatnot that you can start with.
I mean,
maybe
because you have to
choice.
pay for the booth. The booth
Exactly.
itself, yeah.
So that's another like 450.
1K,
That's why I
yeah,
say it's
correct.
about, so maybe about 3K would be it.
Okay,
The minimum.
So what's one improvement you want to see for like organizers for like trade show itself?
One, I would definitely say that I think we need a huge space. I know Singapore is a bit harder, but I would think that because now that it's booming and there's so many new people coming in the hobby, it's actually quite sad to see like people queuing up for like maybe 1
Correct.
hour or
Yeah.
1.5 hours.
Okay.
I think it's a bit bad lah. So I think that the best choice would be actually have a really huge space. I mean, I know you have to pay a bit more, but I think that it will be worthwhile and you get a lot more vendors to come in also, and people who actually just started out also can start vending and have a good start. So I think it's
Thanks, Colin.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Wow. I can't believe the feedback that we have from all the vendors. It's amazing to hear what everybody has to say about you.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So, honestly, I have no idea. But I know who does. eBay, selling worldwide since 1995. 134 million active buyers, 48% international revenue, 190 markets, and 18.8 billion gross merchandise. Can we invite eBay?
So very good to be here. It's a good show. But what I want you guys to improve is the music. I want some chill music here. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
I suggest to have some artist section so that we can invite them to give autographs. They can sign on the card. Yeah.
Yeah, we have one sign partner here.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Alright, see you guys at the next show.